All right, welcome back everybody. So this week we are looking at the Renner 718 Zero Sheen or Natural Look. Let's get to it. All right everybody, so I really like this finish. This is a really cool finish. The Zero Sheen stuff is very popular. As a matter of fact, I got some samples here that I'm going to be doing two tops that are going to go in a commercial application, and they wanted a matte Zero Sheen look, and so we got the Renner to give it to them. So I got some coming from MK Sales, and I figured we might as well go ahead and test it. I shot this one with a 2.0 with the Apollo turbine. The Apollo gun with my Titan cat spray turbine on the high setting, and it came out beautifully. These, I tried something different. I went with a 1.8 and I put the C cap, a 1.5 with the C cap on it. That's something I talked about with John Durock, and just wanted to try it out. And I also have some high solids caps coming, so I'm going to be looking at those too. All right, so without further ado, let's get into testing this. Start off with the chemical resistance. Now, one thing that people want to know with these Zero Sheen is the burnish. And what I mean by that is if you take your fingernail and you rub on it. Now, I'm rubbing really hard. Now, let's see if I can get that. See what happened there? Is basically it polished the surface. So with these Zero Sheens, I don't think that right now, at least the technology, essentially what you're doing is you're like buffing it like you would a car. Your fingernail is like a 6,000 grit piece of sandpaper, and essentially you're polishing it. So I think that's something to be aware of. All right, we're gonna look at the denatured alcohol. And my guess is that it's going to gloss this surface since it's a flat sheen, but I could be wrong. All right, I don't know if I can get the light right or not, but it left sort of a ghost image in it, but that is really impressive for a Zero Sheen product. I'm impressed with that. So let's go on to the next with the lacquer thinner. I was thinking that it was probably going to polish the surface, but it didn't. All right, the lacquer thinner, kind of the same thing. You can barely see it if you get the light right. Like I said, I don't even know if it's going to show up on camera. There it is. You can see like the ghosting in it. All right, let's take a look at the acetone. All right, and the same thing with the acetone. So I'm really impressed. That is very, very impressive for a Zero Sheen product. Very impressive. As a matter of fact, this actually tests out better than the 30 gloss that we looked at last week. So very cool. All right, so let's take a look at the Mar resistance. All right, we're gonna look at the Mar resistance. Okay, Mar resistance is excellent. It's basically kind of scratching the coating. We're not even denting the wood with that. So very good Mar resistance. Now obviously it's glossed the surface a little bit, but still very impressive. All right, and let's look at the crosshatch adhesion. All right, the crosshatch test. Nothing going there. And when you're picking at it, it's a very good flexible coating. That's one thing I'll say that I'm seeing consistently with Renner, is that their coatings are very flexible and they're not chip prone. So that's a really good thing to know. All right, so let's move on to our water and heat resistance. Okay, so we're at 187 degrees roughly. And the mug's 183. So what I'm going to do is dump a little hot water on it. So this kind of represents somebody drinking some coffee. Set it down, and then I've also got a glass over here with ice water in it, and I'm going to leave that here overnight, and come back and we'll see if it leaves any white rings or any residue like that. Just sort of give it a little bit of a torture test. So we'll come back tomorrow, take a look, and we'll go from there, and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so we are back. So where we had left the coffee, there was an initial ring, but it's gone now. And we're going to wipe this off here and let it recover, and we'll see what happens with the water. Now, one thing I will mention too is where we had done the chemical testing, a lot of that has kind of recovered. Like, I still see like a little bit of outline with the denatured alcohol, but beyond that, it's pretty good. So we're going to let that recover for a little bit, and then we'll come back and take a look. All right, so I let that dry out. Now I can see just a little bit of a ring out through here, but I don't even think it's going to show up on camera. But I think that would honestly go ahead and fully recover. So I'll be honest with you, I'm really impressed with this coating. So let me give you my final thoughts. So what's my final thoughts on this 718? Well, I like it a whole lot, and I think it's very impressive what Renner's been able to accomplish with this coating. Now, Lacey does have one as well, and I'm going to take a look at that at some point. But a few things that I really like. One is, normally when you have something that has this low of a sheen, it's going to soak up water and other things, because basically, you know, we've talked before about the molecules being kind of uncross-linked. When you have flatteners in it, they tend, the more flat the coating is, it typically is more porous. So I'm not sure how they did it, but they've done a really good job in that. It has great heat resistance, great water resistance, very good mar resistance, and the chemical resistance is very, very good as well. So I'm actually, like I said earlier, I'm going to be doing 2 walnut tabletops with this product. And one of the things I like about it is, you know, you can shoot this straight out of the gun if you've got a higher pressurized turbine. So, you know, no reduction or anything like that, and it shoots out beautifully. I didn't have any problems with bubbles or anything like that. So, also to note too, like, this is sort of the worst case scenario because it's on a black. It's under the smoke dye. So if you had this on a natural maple or walnut, like kind of it was intended to be using, or an oak, you wouldn't see a lot of these issues that you're seeing. So keep that in mind. So anyway, all right, I hope you liked the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. You can catch me at Eric Reason on Instagram and Facebook. Also, I'm a part of 2 Facebook groups. One of them is the Kitchen Cabinet Painting Experts, and that's all about refinishing cabinets. So make sure you check that out. And also the Professional Cabinet and Door Refinishers Chatroom, which I'll leave links to those. If you have questions about how I prepared the panels, all that information is in the link below, so make sure you check that out. And remember, test, don't guess. We'll catch you next week.